Good morning, you're watching The Mint and I'm Andy Hodges, live from ZTN Studios in Harare, Zimbabwe. Let's have a quick look at the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, commodities, currencies, metals and energy prices around the world. Now, in our main story, is Zimbabwe's forecast of inflation by 2% by the end of 2020 actually achievable? Well, Zimbabwe's month-on-month inflation rate quickened to 38.75% in October from 17.7% the previous month. And the Zimbabwean National Statistics Agency, Zimstat, said the inflation rate had hit a 4-month high in October, a day after Professor Ngube said the monthly inflation rate will fall to single digits in the first quarter of 2020. According to Zimstat figures, a surge in the prices of food and alcoholic beverages was behind the resurgence in the inflation rate. Professor Ngube unveiled a 63.6 billion budget for next year, where he said the economy was expected to grow by 3% after a 6.5% contraction in 2019. He further stated that he expected inflation to hit 2% by December 2020, a number that most analysts do not agree is possible. The issue here is, have the fundamentals in the economy changed at all? With an unstable exchange rate, low production, scarcity of foreign exchange, electricity outages and fuel shortages, how does the Minister of Finance expect the economy to rebound in the short to medium term? It appears an underpinning of Zimbabwe's economic performance in 2020 will be the need to have a good rainy season. A good agricultural season can give a huge boost to the Zimbabwean economy, not only in the area of food security, but also via employment created by the various subsectors that rely on agricultural products to produce. An example that springs to mind is the soap and animal feed industries. Zimbabwe and Rwanda are moving to establish a joint permanent commission of cooperation. Rwanda's ambassador to Zimbabwe, James Musoni, said the two countries will be cooperating in various areas that include ease of doing business, politics, mining, agriculture, tourism and the ICT sectors, among others. Our reporter Ndaka Majaka gives us more.
Rwanda's envoy to Zimbabwe, James Musoni, says Kigali and Harare are moving to set up a Rwanda-Zimbabwe Business Association to deepen business cooperation.
And I just want to mention here that we are establishing Rwanda-Zimbabwe Business Association. And so that there is that good collaboration between the private sector in Rwanda and private sector in Zimbabwe.
He also said that Rwanda was set to host a business forum for Zimbabwean companies next year in March to showcase business opportunities in Rwanda.
A business forum between Zimbabwe and Rwanda, and the first one is going to take place in March next year in Rwanda, and the other one will come to Zimbabwe, and it will be on a rotational basis. So we are looking at a very, very serious collaboration between our private sector and our investors of both countries.
This comes as Zimbabwe's ambassador to Rwanda, Professor Charity Manyeruke, has said her immediate task is to ensure that a joint permanent commission of cooperation, which provides for a legal and coordinated framework for cooperation between the two friendly countries, is signed in the near future. For The Mint, I'm Daka Majaka in Harare.
Zimbabwe and Rwanda's strong relations are deepening following the decision by the two heads of state, President Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe and President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, to set up embassies in their respective capitals. The embassy of Zimbabwe in Kigali was officially opened in October, with Ambassador Charity Manyeruke becoming the country's first envoy to Rwanda. She presented her credentials to President Kagame last Friday. Rwanda appears to be South Africa's most inspiring success story. The country is stable, prosperous, unified, and in large part reconciled. Social services such as education, healthcare, housing, and livestock are provided to the needy. Of course, major challenges remain in Rwanda. In 2017, the unemployment rate was 16.7% and the youth unemployment rate 21%. But no one is betting against President Paul Kagame to solve such issues, as he has done with so many others over the past 19 years. The relationship between China and Zimbabwe has deepened considerably over the years. Go into any shop in the country or visit any business and you will find Chinese goods and equipment available. Zimbabweans in their multitudes are also learning Chinese. This is one of the results of tenacious efforts by governments, private companies and individuals across Africa, but in Zimbabwe particularly, to learn the Chinese language and understand Chinese culture. On the economic front, China surpassed the United States in 2009 to become Africa's largest trading partner. The import and export value of China-Africa trade has grown from a mere $10 billion in the year 2000 to over $170 billion in 2017. In an effort to build further cooperation between China and Africa, Chinese State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi said China is willing to work with African countries to build a high-quality and sustainable relationship, as well as deepen cooperation in infrastructure, agriculture, healthcare, telecommunication and energy. Itai Mutaniri brings us this report.
China is willing to work with African countries to build high-quality and sustainable relationships and deepen cooperation in infrastructure, agriculture, healthcare, telecommunications and energy. At the recent Beijing summit on China, Africa Cooperation Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said that China wished to deepen friendship and trust with all African nations. The theme of the summit was the creation of a win-win environment and cooperation for a closer China-Africa partnership. The Chinese Foreign Minister urged African countries to implement and put into practice the results of the previous year's summit held in September 2018. Other areas that China and Africa are expected to implement on are bilateral trade promotion and the development of economic and trade cooperation. With China surpassing the United States as Africa's largest trading partner, growing from $10 billion United States dollars in the year 2000 to $170 billion US dollars in 2017, there exists tremendous opportunities to boost bilateral trade and improve the livelihood of African citizens. Amitai Mutiniri reporting for The Mint.
Now, China has really stepped into Africa with purpose. And in Zimbabwe, they are the largest buyers of our tobacco crop. And over the years, Zimbabwe has bought agricultural equipment from several countries, but mostly from the People's Republic of China. Well, I'm Andy Hodges, and you've been watching The Mint. Please follow us on our Facebook page, Zim Papers TV Network, our website, ztn.co.zw, and on YouTube under ZTN. Your comments are welcome via our Twitter handle at ZTN News and, of course, on Facebook. Well, join us here on The Mint every weekday morning. New time, 6 a.m. Central African Time. Goodbye. Have a profitable and business day. And you all be safe.